my friends, and welcome back to Cubcam TV for this, another episode of Does It Bang, the new series we are running in which we look through loads of different old school music videos and singles in general and work out whether they still bang in today's era. Now, the response to the first one of these was outstanding. To be honest with you, I was quite blown away by how many people got involved and liked the concept and everything like that, so shouts out to each and every one of you that did clock episode 1. Now, however, we are moving into episode 2, and we are still looking at Channel U videos, primarily because I feel this era of time, especially within UK music, was such a crucial period. It's also a period of time in which so many UK artists really did establish themselves. Some of them didn't, which is why a lot of these names may well be not that familiar to a lot of the newer listeners. However, we're still going to dive into a few bangers today. As I've said before, a massive shout out to every single person that is getting involved with the channel and getting involved with subscribing, commenting, liking. All of these things make a massive difference, so if you are enjoying the videos, please do leave a like, leave a comment, and of course throw a subscription on the channel on our road to 1,000. So yeah, let's jump into some hopeful bangers. Right then, the first track on today's listing is going to be one from Tinie Tempah. It goes by the name of Tears. Now, this probably doesn't rank that highly amongst Tinie Tempah's discography, I would say. There's definitely bangers. Tinie Tempah has got bangers from back in the day, but this came up as the randomized first edition on the list. So we're going to get into it, see if it bangs or not, and let you know. So let's go.
I think we should take a break. You know, like see other people.
Whatever.
Do you remember when all UK music videos had these like pretty corny intros, like, yeah, I think we need to take a break? Like, oh man, different era entirely.
What do you mean by that?
Whatever you want to do.
Well, I'm out of town for a couple of days, so I'm gonna call you, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
She looks evil. Oh, was that Adam Deacon? Yeah, it is, you know. Yeah, it is Adam Deacon. Madness. Acting from day one, you know. Madness. Da Vinci again, bro. It's always Da Vinci. You can't get away from the fact that Da Vinci is literally one of the coldest to ever do it. Like, I feel wholeheartedly, yeah, that Da Vinci is solely responsible for a lot of why this early period of grime is so good, because he just never seemed to miss. Like, all of his instrumentals were just so on point. There's so many that aren't really credited outside of the video as well, that they don't pop up on a discography, obviously, because he's been in it from a production angle. But this is, again, Da Vinci is already making this tune sound amazing. And the thing is, this sounds like Wifey Rhythm purely because of the strings and the plucks on it, but I've got a funny feeling it won't hit as hard. You can tell it's dated, like straight from the off, man. You can just the style of vocal is very, there's like 3 versions of the vocal all on top of each other. Just the way he's rapping as well is very kind of like instantaneously, like straight in. And I feel for a lot of this sort of earlier grime, I think a lot of it, the stuff that hasn't translated that well over time, is the stuff that sounds very much of the time. You know, a lot of it isn't timeless, which is a shame. And it does still bang, and there's definitely value in the throwback element. But so far, I think we might have our first non-banger of the series. As well on this one, I'm feeling that just the general vibe of the whole tune is very, like, it's very throwback. This was a period, I suppose, where people were really making like their own versions of wifey rhythms and their own versions of essentially grime love songs, and to an extent is what they were at the time. And I don't know, I feel so far this one does not translate very well to a modern era. I think we may have it, we may have one, but I have no idea what's going on in this video either. She's behind. Like something out of a horror film, just appearing. I'm there the entire time. What's going on? Even the kind of processing on the tune, it just even though obviously you have to allow, I suppose, to an extent, a certain amount of like, you have to allow a certain amount of production value to kind of go down with time, and obviously it's been compressed and re-uploaded to YouTube about 6 or 7 times, but his levels just sound really, really low, which is, I know it's a thing quite common of the time as well. I don't think it's a banger, you know? I won't lie, the only reason I'm still watching this is because I want to see what happens in the music video, because that was like something out of The Grudge. Like, they just stood behind like... God. Come on, Tinie, sort it out. Wrap it up. She's everywhere. Who is this girl?
Let's just leave it where it is. My heart's broken, but there's someone else, and I'm hoping she repents a bit. Look, I just
What are you doing? What? This doesn't make any sense. Oh man, what is he doing? I'm watching this like this makes no sense. You've clearly just got out something you weren't happy in. You've got into something that looks quite fun, you're quite happy in, and then first time she appears since then, you kind of just go running back. Makes no sense, Tinie. You know what? I'm gonna be 100% honest, yeah. Because of that, it's not a banger. It's done, out the window, trash. Instrumental's cold though. Big up Da Vinci. Right then, second video on today's list is a very interesting one because this is by far the best quality version of it I can find anywhere on YouTube. So there may be a version somewhere else, but as you can see, this is a total video converted, re-uploaded version of the tune. Like, this is where we are. Clearly, this is how kind of throwback a tune, or how much of a throwback of a tune it is, I suppose. Yeah, P2J Project, Hands in the Air. Now, this is one that was suggested heavily by a lot of you guys, so I am going to do it and see if it does still bang. Let's get into it. How glitchy this is. It's like the 5th time it's been uploaded. I'm going to be honest, though. I can very barely understand a word they're saying. And before you go mental at me, I understand that's part of the time. I understand everything was very DIY in the recording process. I understand that. However, does it translate well? A POW translates well. People know every single word to POW. People know every single word to Duppy. And I know they were probably tunes that came out a little bit later. I don't specifically know when this came out year for year, but I feel you can still have a bit of clarity. Like, something I didn't like about the last tune was there was very little clarity in what Tinie was saying. It seemed like everything was about the idea rather than the execution. And I think this is more of a case of, I don't know, maybe it's a case of the equipment not being there or the expertise in the production stage not being there. But for me, I don't know, I like to be able to hear what people are saying. Young Gender, though. That's better, I can understand. Something very prevalent in this era as well is these kind of callbacks, these shout-outs that seem to happen every few bars a lot of the time. People really like this idea of kind of sing-along bars, and I think it does probably come from that idea of being in the rave and obviously having people sing along to certain words. I'm assuming it comes from there. Really, really cool. You see, this level of energy, this level of energy right here, this is something that is very much unparalleled in today's situation. Like, there's drill, obviously drill's what's popping now. However, if I'm being completely honest, like, there's not the same energy levels, and that's something from this period of time that I really, really do miss. There's the levels of energy. Everyone is hype on every tune, and there's something about that which is very, very difficult to replicate, I feel. I'm very torn on this. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know whether it's a banger or not. I think it has to be, purely because of how much it means, the style of instrumental, the approach to it. It just is the ultimate kind of throwback grime tune in its nostalgic state. I just don't know if it's I don't know if it's aged well. I genuinely don't know if it's aged well. So, I think it has. I think just about this one lands as a banger, purely because of the nostalgic value rather than the quality, though. I've got to make that very clear. I don't think the quality is translated very well, but bearing in mind as well, this is like a 5th re-upload and converted and downloaded and re-uploaded version via Total Video Converter. But yeah, there's something about the vocals which is almost a bit too kind of DIY for me. But overall, it just about gets there as a banger. So there we go. Right then, track number 3 for today's edition of Does It Still Bang? We are jumping into this one from Dubz. I swear, at the time, unrivaled classic. I feel this really was a tune that put Dubz on the map. It was a tune to an extent that put UK kind of rap music on a pop scale onto the map. I feel this was a very, very big tune and an important tune for UK. I don't know if you call it rap, UK R&B, UK underground music. I don't know what you'd call it, to be honest with you, because I don't know. I think it classes as a rap tune. It's definitely not a grime tune. But there we go. This was a huge tune at the time, so let's get into it and see if it does still bang. Does it stand the test of time? That's the question. Oh, nostalgia straight away. Whoever was the producer for Dubz to begin with was on point. It's got to be said. Why has he got an end Dubz belt?
Yeah, I swear I missed the times when. So I'm sorry, make your way towards the.
I think throughout the history of Dappy, everyone has kind of questioned his headwear. And it's very much him. He is someone that likes to wear clearly quite unusual headwear and have something a little bit different about his look. This hat was something I never agreed with, though. I was always going, what on earth is that? But there we go. I mean, to be honest, I think we're going to have to give this one a banger regardless of how we feel, but just because of the test of time it stood. Yeah.
Think I am? Who do you think you are? What the fuck?
Look at that for a shot. That picture says so many different things. Like, if you were to just show that to someone who had never heard of Dubz, I don't know what they'd think, to be honest with you. That's the shot I remember from being younger as well.
Sicko like my local pub's owner. What with Stanley sock and boots, screwdriver, straight Camden artist soldier. My fuck, these days you see me and you don't even hug me.
I still know it word for word.
You and I, yeah, we shared something special. Are you out of your mind?
I'm really sorry, give me one more
Here she
try.
comes.
Everything you do got me going.
Is Talisa one of the most controversial UK figures, I suppose, of female singers? Is she one of the most controversial? She probably is, to be honest with you. I remember when she suddenly became like a main character in dubplate drama. That was very odd.
I see her kissing some other guy underneath the bridge. I never thought she would have done a thing like this.
Something about the music video, I've got to say, and I've only just clocked this after all these years. Look at Dappy's pop.
I see her kissing some other guy underneath the bridge. I never
Completely
thought she would have done a thing like this. So Videography wins. It's an interesting thing about this time period as well, because there always seemed to be so much like concept behind the music videos. They were supposed to tell like an exact story of what was happening in the song, and it's cool. It's nice. It's a nice throwback. I don't think the video would kind of wash now. It's very kind of like forced bad acting, a lot of it, but it's a throwback, you know, and I think that's what it's supposed to be.
No, I lied to you. I should have told the truth. I couldn't.
I can't help but find it a bit cringy. I can't help it. It obviously, the whole kind of thing of it just reminds me of being in like year 8, year 9, and yeah, this being the sort of thing that everyone was singing at the back of the bus. You know, that's the thing that I remember this tune for, but. I don't know, it's a bit cringy, if I'm honest. I remember Talisa's section being quite cringy.
I was chilling with my girl, but really I was somewhere else.
Yeah.
Maybe if you gave me all the love I needed.
The acting's so bad. I think it was just part of the time where the acting had to be bad for it to make sense. No one wanted to do like super on-point performances. It all had to be a bit trash for it to look like good for the time. I think that kind of summarizes the time, to be honest with you.
yeah, we shared something special. Are you out of your mind?
Dappy is literally just chilling down by the docks on his ones, clearly just having a little wander around. Dappy loves the bridge, clearly. Dappy is on the bridge having the time of his life.
But the final show was cancelled.
Everyone forgets Everyone forgets FaZe's verse. I don't know what it is, but everyone seems to forget his verse.
Open the door, I see a pair of shoes on the floor. I know they ain't mine, I'm 100% sure. Now there's a war. Who the hell shoes are these?
I thought they were your new Nikes.
Take me for a fool, I don't wish.
Oh, God. Oh, that's so funny to me. I thought they were your new Nike. It's straight out of musical theatre. Love it. All right then, guys. I'm going to give this one a banger purely because of the nostalgic value it does kind of bring back, if I'm being honest. I think I would have to lie I would be lying, if I'm honest. I would be lying, if I'm honest, if I was to give this one anything other than a banger, because I know all the words. I'm trying not to sing along. It stood the test of time to an extent because it's got the nostalgic value and it doesn't like... I feel this is still, to an extent, a mildly acceptable tune. If you flung this on at a party, I think people would still kind of semi-enjoy it. I feel there are a couple of tunes that we've done in this which I don't feel people would necessarily semi-enjoy. But I feel this is one that people will still, even if it's for like cringy, nostalgic reasons, I think this tune would still be popular. So I am going to put it down as a banger. And And there we go, guys. That's it for this week. Thank you for tuning in to Does It Still Bang? We are going to be running a lot of episodes of these. I think we're going to do a month of channel U-tunes and then move on to a different kind of topic with it, but the series is going to stay active and continue to move. So if you have enjoyed today's show, please do make sure you throw a subscription on the channel. We are on that road to 1,000 subscribers. The sooner we get there, the sooner we can start doing more and more things with the channel. As well as that, of course, throw a like on the video and a comment if you have any suggestions for other tracks you would like us to do from this channel U era. Obviously, I'm trying to take in as many suggestions as possible, so please do leave them down below. I'd love to hear from you. And that's it from me. So out to everyone who's watched this one. We'll see you next time. Peace.